new podcast hosted by George T.
Who the hell are you?
I am the Movie Geek.
Who are you?
I am the Movie Geek.
You are such a geek.
Thank you.
And now, on with the show.
It's time!
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is George Tadino. I am your host for this podcast called the Movie Geek Podcast. Yes, I am the biggest movie geek that I know. My family knows, my friends know, and soon you will know that as well. This is the maiden voyage, and hopefully, unlike the Titanic, this doesn't sink on its first try. Alright, you're too kind, thank you. So, let's get started. So you're asking, what will this podcast be about? Well, it's going to be about movies and TV shows that I'm going to review and preview and just give a whole lot of news for. So, as I said before, I am the biggest movie geek. I've seen over 10,000 movies in my lifetime. My love for movies started with The Empire Strikes Back. I had saw Star Wars on VHS, and the first movie I remember seeing in the theater was Empire Strikes Back. So that does make me more Star Wars versus Star Trek fan. So also Marvel versus DC. Sorry, DC, but you stink. Sorry, just how it goes. I know Marvel hasn't done very well lately, but I'm hoping that that will turn around as far as the movies are concerned. The TV shows have been amazing, so let's hope that the movies can follow suit. Okay, now that that is over with, let us talk about what this episode is going to be about. I have made a top 10 list of movies that I am looking forward to, a top 10 actors and actresses of right now that if they're in a movie or a TV show, take my damn money because I will watch it no matter how bad it is. We will also talk about the Golden Globes that happened at the beginning of this month and the controversy. And like I said, I do not want to get involved with it right now. So let us start. If you have ever had to make lists for anything and have to rate them or put them in order, it's very difficult, isn't it? It is. It is. I was trying to go through some of the movie websites and their top 25 and what the list of movies that are coming out. There's hundreds of movies coming out, and I've seen a lot of trailers, and it's really difficult to come up with 25 really good movies. And it's really more difficult to get into top 10, but I don't want to do a top 25 because I looked at this thing at least 10 times. I've changed my mind so many times. So I just said, you know what? The top 10 movies that I want to see this year. But first, let's get into some of the movies that are of interest before I get into the top 10 movies that I want to see. So, in no descendable order or whatnot, Ordinary Angels, a movie coming out on February 23rd, starring Hilary Swank and Nancy Travis. It is based on true events about a little girl who was terminally ill and the fight to get her a liver transplant through hell and high water. From the trailer, they have to drive through a snowstorm to get to a plane to take her to go and get the transplant. It looks so good, and I am looking forward to seeing that. Yes, I love true stories. And Hilary Swank, I mean, come on, you gotta watch it. Next up on my list is A Quiet Place Day 1, which comes out June 28th. This is a prequel to the original 2. It explores the beginning of the alien invasion through new character perspectives. So we're getting away from the original cast. Most likely the original cast will be in it at some point, but it is going to be a whole new take on this, and I'm looking forward to it very much so. So these next two movies have not had a release date yet, but I'm looking forward to both of these. One is Beverly Hills Cop 4. The original trilogies, the first and second one were really, really good. The third one was a little off the rails, but it will be interesting to see Eddie Murphy reprise his role as Axel Foley and see what hijinks he can get into this time. Also, Knives Out 3 is the other one I want to talk about. Who doesn't love Daniel Craig as the brilliant detective? He has been so good in these first two films. Rian Johnson is also an amazing director. Okay, other than Last Jedi, all right, we don't have to go there. A lot of his projects have been really, really good, and the Knives Out series has been one of my favorite series, so I'm looking forward to the third one. All right, let's talk about another one, The Fall Guy. May 3rd, Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling, starring in a homage to the original Lee Majors Fall Guy series, where Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman who works for Emily Blunt. I mean, what more can you say? Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and a guest appearance by Lee Majors. I mean, that looks pretty damn good. So that is actually on my birthday weekend on May 3rd. Godzilla, Times Kong, The New Empire. I know George, my son, is looking forward to this movie as well. This is March 29th, so we will definitely be seeing that one. We just saw Godzilla -1. I will talk about that in the next podcast. Also, another movie that my son and I are looking forward to, Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and Russell Crowe. Now, Sony, I do have a little bit of an issue with you and your Marvel movie adaptations. As we'll get into, one other movie that we are looking forward to is Venom 3. Venom was a very interesting concept, but you had a real opportunity to make Carnage out to be what he actually is. So you didn't do it, and you kind of killed it off. Now Venom 3 is going to be coming out. Hopefully it is more toward the Marvel Cinematic Universe and not so much your own universe with Morbius, which was not as good as it should have been. It had a lot of potential. So let's just hope that this has some good parts and will have some kind of a life to it, because Kraven is a very interesting character from what I've seen from the Spider-Man comics. So it is something that we are looking forward to. Also, like I said, Venom 3, seeing where that takes place. That one's actually going to be November 8th. The other Sony movie that's coming out very soon is Madam Web. Now, Madam Web is another very interesting character in the Spider-Man universe, so it'll be interesting to see. It is starring Dakota Johnson. I'm not sure about this movie, but it is coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day. I don't know. We'll see about that. Coincidentally, side note, I'm expecting a newborn baby on February 14th. Alright, so we're going to look into animated films next. Orion and the Dark, February 2nd. It's a Netflix animation film. It is about a young boy who is afraid of the dark. In this film, Dark comes and tries to help this young boy with his fear, and it looks very, very cute. Also, Kung Fu Panda 4. I hesitate for right now. I've seen the trailer. It looks okay. Just seems like it's past its time. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Jack Black is obviously back, and it is pretty funny because Jack Black is just funny. Also, Inside Out 2 is coming out. Again, another movie that probably, I think if it came out earlier, it probably would be more hyped. But let's give it a whirl. Also, Transformers 1 is going to be coming out September 13th on the big screen. Voice actors include Scarlett Johansson, John Hamm, Chris Hemsworth, Lawrence Fishburne, Keegan-Michael Kay. He is hilarious, by the way. If you haven't seen Wonka yet, I recommend it. Timothy Chalamet is really good as Wonka, but I'll tell you what, Keegan-Michael Key is hilarious as the chief of police. I will review that on the next podcast, but he is just so damn funny. So I'm looking at Transformers 1 as one of my big movies for this year. And another movie we're looking forward to is Twisters. It's a reboot of the original. It's coming out in July 17th. I'm not sure about this movie. I know the special effects will be way better than the original, but I mean, it's Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. How can you replace them? Hopefully this will be good. Also, Saw 11 is tentatively coming out September 27th. Look, Saw has been really up and down for me. The original one was very, very good, except for the very end of the movie when Carrie Elway's character cuts off his foot and tries to save the guy. And I just laughed. And I was like, man, this movie had so much potential. Now, as the movies got progressively on, it kind of, got to me. And I was like, I actually like this series. So I've gone through and watched all of these. So Saw 10 was really good. So looking forward to seeing what Saw 11 looks like. Last but not least, before we get to my top 10, we have to talk about Alien Romulus. All right, let us talk about Alien first. All right, Aliens were two terrific movies. Aliens 3, Aliens 4, just money-grabbing trash. Then Alien vs. Predator, which was fairly decent. I know it was based on a comic book series. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, not so much. However, Ridley Scott tried to redeem himself and wanted to do a non-prequel standalone Alien film called Prometheus. Now, it looks like a prequel to me. Now, he didn't want it to offset his original concepts, but it looked a lot like a prequel that was going to eventually bridge into it. Then Alien Covenant came along, and it was actually pretty decent as well. I know people didn't like either one of those, but you know what? I did. Michael Fassbender is amazing as David in both of those films. I watch everything he does. Spoiler alert on the top 10. So I think this movie has maybe good vibes toward it, because this is going to take place in between the original two movies. And so we can kind of hitch our wagon to the fact that Alien and Aliens is what everybody should remember about Alien Saga. And hopefully this one will fit right into there so that you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to watch a trilogy of Alien Romulus, and Aliens. Let's hope that it's good. This one is tentatively, again, August 16th. So we shall see what that looks like. And now it is time to reveal my 10 top movies that I'm really looking forward to. As an action junkie, you'll see that some of these are in here, also sci-fi. So let's start with number 10, Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. It is starring Anna Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. It comes out on Memorial Day weekend. There's also some other movies that are coming out. So right now it is scheduled for that weekend, but it could move up, could move back, or some of the other movies may move around. So what is this movie about? Well, it is the younger version of Charlize Theron's Furiosa character from the remake of Mad Max that came out a few years ago with Tom Hardy. So, I mean, it's apocalyptic. It's got racing. It's got desert, apocalyptic themes. I mean, why not go and see it on the big screen? All right, so we go to number 9. Now, this was a toss-up for me. I knew it wasn't in my top 5, but I wasn't sure where to put it in the back half of top 10. But Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters has been one of my go-tos when I want to watch something funny. Ghostbusters with Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Harold Ramis, written by Ivan Reitman. It was amazing. I saw the original one at the old Triborough Cinema. I was down front with a friend of mine, and that first scene where the librarian turned into a ghost, I was watching with my head crinkled up on the back of the chair. It was fun, and that gave me more love for ghost hunting, which I do on the side, but that's neither here nor there. So, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire coming out. It is the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, and this one has Reitman's son involved in it, but not actually writing it, so this will be a little bit interesting. I know his son came out in support of doing a different trilogy sequel than, and I'm going to say this now, so just getting this out of the way, but I did like the Ghostbusters with the female cast. I know there's a lot of people that didn't like it. I don't know why you wouldn't have liked it. It was funny. Chris Hemsworth was in it. Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig, and Leslie Jones. Very funny movie. Again, I don't know why everybody hated it so much. Maybe because, again, people don't like when you change things up. But it's life, people. Move on. It's like Star Wars, people. Don't get me started on this. We'll do it another time with the Star Wars fandom and everything else. But Ghostbusters Frozen Empire will take place March 22nd. This this is funny. So I was looking through the cast. Obviously, Mackenzie Grace is coming back. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Paul Rudd is coming back. Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, Finn Willard, and William Atherson, who played Walter Peck in the original Ghostbusters film. I can't wait to find out what he is doing in this film. It just, I don't know, mind-blowing to me that he is in there. The premise of this movie is the Spengler family return to New York when the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes a frozen evil hell force bent on sending the world to its second ice age. You know what? How about we just freeze New York anyway? We are from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. So you know what? New York can freeze. Oh yeah, that's right. It's been done so many other times in other films, like The Day After Tomorrow. Obviously, the whole world was under, but we didn't see anything about Massachusetts, did we? No, just New York. All right, enough New York bashing. Number 8 on this list, Beetlejuice 2, September 6th, starring everyone's favorite Michael Keaton, back as Beetlejuice. We have Winona Ryder back, and playing her daughter in this one is Jennifer Ortega from, obviously, Wednesday, which was such a great show. Catherine O'Hara is back. William Dafoe was actually in this movie, and I'm probably going to butcher her name, but she's a really good actress. Monica Bellucci. She's an Italian actress. She was in The Matrix, Bram Stoker's Dracula. You would recognize her if you saw her. She plays Beetlejuice's wife in this movie. That's what her character designation is. So this should be interesting because it says Lydia in Hawaii, where her parents are hoping to open a resort before Beetlejuice returns, foils her plans, and wins a surfing contest. I don't know. Loved Beetlejuice. Everybody loved Beetlejuice, the original, so that's why I'm looking forward to seeing that in September. Now, number 7, Out of the Darkness. It comes out February 9th. It's one of the first films that came from a British horror. It's a British horror film. It premiered back in 2022 in one of their film festivals out there. It was also nominated for 5 awards during 2023's British Independent Awards. Now, from the trailer and from the description of this movie, it is a scarier version and most likely better than 10,000 was and Alpha. And again, this looks pretty good from the previews, so I'm giving this a lot of high hopes. So let's just hope it is good. It looks really good. So survival action horror definitely is my jam. Now, number 6. There is no release date for this movie, but I saw the trailer for this movie, and I have to say, I have to see this movie. It is called Mother's Instinct. It stars 2 of the best female actresses going right now. Spoiler alert for my top 10, but Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway. This movie trailer looked really, really good. So the premise of this film, they are 2 best friends and neighbors who seem to have the absolute best life in the world. But a fatal, tragic accident shatters that harmony around them, creating suspicion and paranoia. It unravels their sisterly bond. Oh my god, it looks really, really, really good. And you got 2 great actresses in it, so why wouldn't you want to see this film when it comes out? And again, I don't have a release date for it, but as soon as I do, I will let you know. Now, top 5 movies coming up. Deadpool 3. I mean, why not? It is supposed to be July 26th. Let's hope it stays there. Look, from what I've seen and what I've read, this is supposed to reset a lot of the MCU, and let's hope it does, because this will introduce the X-Men as well. Look, I am not a big fan of the Fantastic Four. I know that's supposed to be coming out, and the X-Men, hopefully they can do the X-Men better than Fox did with their timeline jumps and everything else. Look, I love the original X-Men and stuff like that. I loved the cartoons, but the movies kind of got wayward. But this one obviously stars Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Owen Wilson, Tom Hiddleston, and Jennifer Gardner. Yes, she's coming back as Elektra, and there's probably a whole lot more twists and turns in there, so I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3, even though I wasn't really a big fan of Deadpool. Not gonna lie. So, next one, 4th movie on my list is Gladiator 2, November 22nd. Now, not a lot has been put out about this movie, except Denzel Washington is starring in it. Connie Nelson comes back. Joseph Quinn is also in this movie as well. Pedro Pascal. I mean, we don't even need anything else but those 4 actors right now. And it's Ridley Scott. I mean, what the hell do we need to go through this for? Obviously, there's not a whole lot there, so I won't get into it there. But that is definitely on my list. Gladiator was one of my favorite movies. Russell Crowe was amazing. in it. Joaquin Phoenix was great as Commodus. I mean, what can you say? Number 3, a movie called Civil War. This is an A24 movie. It is April 22nd release date. Stars Kristen Dunst, Jesse Palmer. Those two are married. And Nick Offerman, it looks like playing a president. So this is an A24 film. This is set in the near future. A team of journalists are trying to go through the country while during an escalating civil war. It looks like East versus West, as the government has become a dystopian dictatorship and partisan extremist militants. The trailer looks amazing. So I'm really high on this movie. I'm hoping that it will be as good as advertised. You know, a lot of those trailers always make the movies look good, but this one looks amazing. Number 2, Ballerina, coming out on June 7th. This is the John Wick spinoff. This takes place between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. Keanu Reeves is in this, as also Norman Reedus, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick in one of his final films, Chloe Grace Moretz is in it as well, and Ballerina herself, Ana de Armas, I know I probably screwed up her name, but a really hot actress at the moment. She's been in some really, really big films lately, starting with Knives Out. So she is in this as Ballerina. And again, it's John Wick. Why wouldn't you want to see this film? I mean, lots of guns, violence, and just seeing Keanu Reeves one more time, obviously after, and I don't want to give it away, but John Wick 4, who knows if he lived or died. And then finally, number 1 on my list, you gotta see it on the big screen, Dune Part 2, March 1st. Why wouldn't you want to see the final movie of this saga? The original film made into 2 really large films, special effects driven. It looks amazing. Why wouldn't you? And especially because it's got Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet, who is red hot right now. And again, why wouldn't you want to see these movies on the big screen? Top 10 actresses and actors that I said before I will definitely pay to go see. I don't even care how bad the movie is or not. So let's go with, in reverse order, obviously 10 through 1. 10 was a tie for me, so the 2 Kates, Kate Blanchett and Kate Winslet, amazing actresses. Number 9, Charlize Theron, anything she's in, trust me. We talked about Ana de Armas. Anna Taylor-Joy is next. Amy Adams, I know we haven't seen her much lately, but Amy Adams, whatever she's in, I will go see. Emma Stone, why wouldn't you want to see Emma Stone in a movie? Like, she is amazing. She can do it all. Bryce Dallas Howard, I know that's probably going to cause some, like, why would you put her in there? Look, she's an amazing actress, and she's very talented as a director as well. I know she's Ron Howard's kid, so she's got that going for her. Number 3, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Hey, the Gyllenhaals can act. I will get to Jake afterwards, but Maggie Gyllenhaal has been in some amazing movies. She can act so well. And then number 2 and number 1, Anne Hathaway is number 2 for me. Again, amazing in everything. And number 1 is Jessica Chastain. I don't care what she is in. I have all the respect in the world for her. She is the best actress on this planet right now. I don't care what anyone says. I will take Jessica Chastain over anyone right now, and that is the truth. Call me Jessica. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go to top 10 actors. Okay, I did this again. 10A and 10B. Gary Oldman and Hugh Jackman, two amazing actors. Number 9, Leo DiCaprio. Michael Fassbender, anything he's in is just amazing. Matt Damon is always good. He was in Air just this past year. Amazing movie. Christian Bale, he can play anything, really. I mean, it's just amazing. Ryan Reynolds, he's grown on me since his inception into Hollywood. He really has. Benedict Cumberbatch, I mean, why wouldn't you watch anything he's in? He is so amazing. Jake Gyllenhaal, again, the Gyllenhaals can act. They're amazing. Tom Hanks, I mean, why even a debate with Tom Hanks? And number 1, Denzel Washington. Seriously, why even debate it? Don't even bother trying to debate it with me. Denzel Washington in anything is amazing. So those are my top 10s. You can feel free to follow me on Instagram or YouTube. Let me know what you think. All right, on to our last subject for this opening podcast, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Golden Globes. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about it, about Barbie not winning more awards than it is, and also about the host and his comments about the Barbie movie. Let me put this very simply. Who the hell cares about a nobody who frankly isn't that funny? Like, honestly, the movie speaks for itself. Okay, it is female empowerment. It is a crazy concept that people really gravitated toward. Obviously, it was the big movie along with Oppenheimer, which I loved. Oppenheimer definitely should have won and did win for Best Drama in a Motion Picture. Let's see here. What else we got here? Calvin Murphy won for Best Dramatic Actor in that. And then Best Motion Picture, Musical and Comedy was Poor Things. Emma Stone over Barbie. I mean, I'll take that over Barbie any day of the week. Emma Stone won for Best Female Actor in that same category, again over Margot Robbie. Again, Emma Stone can't do much wrong. I'm sorry. Margot Robbie, great actress, but again, Barbie wasn't that good a film. I know it made a lot of money. Let's see here. Paul Giamatti won for Best Male Actor in Musical and Comedy. I don't know. I think he's hilarious, but I mean, stiff competition in there. But I'm glad that he won for that. So let's see what else we got here. Barbie did win for cinematic and box office achievement because it was one of the highest grossing films of this year. Although it beat out Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse. I'm not sure about that. Whatever. So, let's see. Best Supporting Actor, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. He was amazing in that film. Christopher Nolan, Best Director. I mean, how could you go wrong with Christopher Nolan films? I remember Christopher Nolan's first two films, Following and Memento. Memento is one of my all-time favorites. If you have never seen Memento, what is wrong with you? Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss, Joe Pantoliano. Why wouldn't you want to see that film? I know it is such a weird concept, and obviously, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you should have seen that movie. It is amazing. Let's see. Best TV show was Succession. Not too sure about that. I know it has a great following, but The Last of Us was amazing because I loved that show. Spoiler alert for season 2. Joel Okay, I won't even give it away. But, I mean, I don't see a whole lot of controversy here. I do see Barbie was in some of the awards, and I just... Look, the movie made a lot of money. It was one of the biggest box office draws this past summer, with Oppenheimer opening on the same day. But, I mean, you've got so many good movies in these categories and really good actors. Again, I'm not sure where the controversy comes in, where it should have won more awards. I do understand the controversy about the host. I mean, again, who cares about a nobody who probably should never have been hosting the Golden Globes in the first place? But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I don't know what else to say, except thank you for listening to this all-new solo podcast. Hopefully in the future we'll have some guests on, and hopefully this will get better. Obviously, doing this solo and never having done this before or really listened to podcasts much, this has been quite a ordeal to get through this first one. So I hope that you've enjoyed it, and let's preview what's coming next. I will have some reviews and some TV previews to come of some shows like True Detective Season 4 on Max, and of course The Walking Dead is coming back with the Rick and Michonne episodes. I cannot wait. We'll get into all of that on the next one. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you at the movies. My name is George Tadino, and this has been the Movie Geek Podcast.
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.